the Aam Aadmi Party is holding a massive victory rally, a huge show of strength by the Aam Aadmi Party there in Amritsar after that stellar win in Punjab. The Aam Aadmi Party has gained 72 seats in Punjab from the 2017 election, winning 92 of the 117 seats there in Punjab. The Congress Party downsized, losing 59 seats from 2017, polling just 18 of the 117 seats. The Akalis, the BJP and others also considerably sized down. So those are live pictures that we are getting to you from Amritsar. Bhagwant Mann, Arvind Kejriwal holding that massive roadshow. We're told all of the 92 AAP MLAs are also in attendance. This, remember, after Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann visited the Golden Temple, they visited Jallianwala Bagh, and now they are holding this massive victory show to celebrate the Alright, so those are the latest pictures that we're getting to you from Amritsar. Remember, the Aam Aadmi Party is celebrating its stellar win in Punjab. Bhagwant Mann's swearing-in ceremony, though, is going to be held only on the 16th of March at Khatkar Kalan, which is a native village of freedom fighter Bhagat Singh. You can see there on your screens, there is of course the tricolour as well as the Aam Aadmi Party flag, and thousands of people who've gathered on the streets of Amritsar to celebrate the grand victory of the Aam Aadmi Party. Punjab Chief Minister-elect Bhagwant Mann, Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal holding that roadshow to celebrate the party's landslide win in the Punjab polls. The leaders, like I said earlier, visited the Golden Temple before commencing this roadshow. Mr. Mann, of course, has been the Aam Aadmi Party's chief ministerial face. He won his own Dhuri seat by over 58,000 votes. He was elected and he has in fact also staked claim to form the next government in Punjab. So Bhagwant Mann and Raghav Chadha received Arvind Kejriwal at the Amritsar airport a short while ago. And of course, what we are now seeing on our screens are the live pictures that we're getting to you from Amritsar of the Aam Aadmi Party's victory show. It's a grand rally that's been planned ahead of Bhagwant Mann's swearing-in ceremony. What we're learning, however, is that only he will be taking oath in Punjab. Now, political heavyweights were defeated in this Punjab election. It was a huge win for the Aam Aadmi Party. However, it's going to be extremely interesting to see how the Aam Aadmi Party now plans to deliver on some of the big promises that they've made to the people of Punjab, given the debt burden in Punjab. Delivering on a lot of the freebies that the Aam Aadmi Party has planned for the state of Punjab is going to be a challenge. The other big question is that while the Aam Aadmi Party has taken the Delhi model of development to the people of Punjab, something that they have clearly bought into. Remember, Delhi is a largely urban state, a much smaller state, and the ground realities in Punjab are different. So the AAP there has its work cut out for them, but it's been a stellar mandate in favor of the Aam Aadmi Party. From winning from winning double digits, 92 seats in this assembly election, the Aam Aadmi Party has gained 72 seats since 2017. All right, we'll try and go across to my colleague Mohammad Ghazali, who's there at ground zero. I'm told that his network is very sketchy. He is in fact covering that roadshow for us at ground zero. But let me also bring in my colleague Sonakshi Chakrabarti. She's joining us from the studio at the moment. Sonakshi, you've covered, the Punjab election. You also interviewed Bhagwant Mann on the day that the AAP registered this historic win in Punjab. What does it mean really for Bhagwant Mann? I mean, he's won from this, he's a comedian to begin with. He won from Dhuri by over 58,000 votes. Tell us a little bit about him.
Rishika, this when I was in Punjab, not just once but over 3 to 4 times, and the different cities that we traveled to across Punjab, I spoke to several people, and I spoke to several people from different constituencies, and they all had to talk about the fact that Mr. Bhagwant Mann is a common man. And when I met Bhagwant Mann just 3 days ago, few hours to the counting day, he told me that for him, CM does not mean Chief Minister, but CM actually means a common man. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party has raced in such a resounding way in a landslide victory. They have literally swept away, like they say, the Jhadu has completely washed away the Badals, Captain Amrinder Singh, Mr. Channi. We spoke to those giant killers when we were in Punjab. We spoke to Mr. Labh Singh from the Bhador Assembly constituency, where from also Mr. Channi was contesting, which is one of his seats. He was also contesting from the Chamkaur Sahib seat. We also spoke to Aam Aadmi Party's Jeevan Jyot Kaur, who defeated the Shiromani Akali Dal heavyweight Bikram Singh Majitiya from the Amritsar East constituency. So, the Aam Aadmi Party, while the name of the party is Aam Aadmi, but I think one of the key factors in this Punjab polls for this party was also to ensure that the people who were contesting this, that the MLAs and that the people who were contesting this were also in a true sense their Aam Aadmi. So when I spoke to the Aam Aadmi of Punjab, they could actually relate with these people who were contesting against very big heavyweights like the Mr. Sidhu, Mr. Channi, Mr. Captain Amrinder Singh. So really the Aam Aadmi Party here, as you can see on your television screens, that is the beginning perhaps of what they claim a new Punjab, ek nawa Punjab as they say in Punjabi. What you see on your television screens is also the people's sentiment. The people have really gathered over there supporting Mr. Bhagwant Mann. I spoke to women voters, especially in the Sangrur constituency, and the women over there told me that in the past, whenever they have spoken to Mr. Mann, they have found him to be very humble. So perhaps what we're also seeing on our television screens right now is Mr. Bhagwant Mann, the person who people can resonate with as an Aam Aadmi. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal going from Delhi, Mr. Manish Sisodia, we have Raghav Chadha, of course. We also see the Punjab in charge, Mr. Jarnail Singh. We also see these people really over there supporting Mr. Bhagwant Mann in his kickstart, as he kickstarts this journey of him as a chief minister. And like you pointed out, he has his past stints, if I may say, as a comedian, as an actor. He told me when I spoke to him, he told me that he has had his share of fame. He has had his share of fame and popularity, but now what he really wants to do is earn this fame back, earn this popularity back by going amidst the people, by going within the people, within the masses, and actually work for them. So what you're actually seeing on your television screens right now is Bhagwant Mann, the CM designate, the Chief Minister of Punjab now. Let's also remind our viewers, and it's extremely significant to point this out also, that what we're also seeing right now is a very historic moment in the politics of Punjab and in the politics of Indian politics, because in the history so far we've not seen another party sort of come outside of the borders of Delhi. So the Aam Aadmi Party here really crossing that borders, expanding itself beyond the national capital into Punjab. And as you can see on your screens right now, the Aam Aadmi Party clearly has taken over and has won the hearts of the Punjabis, and the Aam Aadmi Party has won. Let's just try,
Sonakshi. Thanks for that. Let's just try and go across to Mohammad Ghazali, who's there at ground zero. His network's been very sketchy. Ghazali, the significance of Amritsar, where this roadshow is happening, you were talking about how this particular place for a victory march is extremely significant.
Certainly, because what Aam Aadmi Party's victory has done is that it has decimated the opposition's leadership in Punjab. Senior Badal is 94, Captain Amrinder Singh is 80 something. So Sukhbir Badal is turning 60. Now the young leadership which opposition parties must be looking, it will certainly take years to groom them. As of now, with Aam Aadmi Party, if you see most of these leaders who have won the elections are in 50s or even younger. So Aam Aadmi Party taking out this victory march in Amritsar also sort of signifies that how one of their first time candidates who won the elections are Amritsar. She managed to defeat both Navjot Singh Sidhu and Vikram Majidhia. Now, even most of the poll issues in Punjab resonates in the border region of Punjab. Be it the issue of drugs, be it the issue of unemployment, be it the issue of national security. So all these issues resonate with the voters, and that is exactly why this region has been chosen. Another prominent reason certainly being the presence of Golden Temple on the Harmandir Sahib, because every politician or before any auspicious occasion, political leaders do go there, they pay their respects and obeisance there, and not to forget that how Aam Aadmi Party has tried to appropriate or tried to sort of play up the entire issue of freedom fighters. Punjab is also known as the land of freedom fighters. So after visiting Golden Temple, both leaders, Mr. Mann and Mr. Kejriwal, also visited Jallianwala Bagh. And beyond that, what are the challenges for this government is certainly going to be once this entire thing sinks with the leadership of AAP, that they have formed the government here in Punjab. There are immense challenges ahead for them. The financial year is coming to get over by 31st of March. Then you have the entire excise policy which has to be drafted soon enough. The officials have been asked to draft the excise policy by 31st of March. They also have got their task cut out because they are very desperate to get this financial year to get over by 31st of March. Beyond that, Aam Aadmi Party also had, they have got 92 seats. Punjab has 7 Rajya Sabha seats. So since they have maximum seats there, we also have to see that who are just nominated to the Rajya Sabha seats from Aam Aadmi Party. Will all the seats or will all the candidates nominated by us and from Punjab, or will some national leaders of Aam Aadmi Party will be accommodated who will not given any cabinet vote or not? Other than that, most of the MLAs are first-time MLAs with us, so they also need proper training and grooming as it was done in Delhi when Aam Aadmi Party won the elections in Delhi. So these are certain challenges. Beyond that, the biggest challenge being the financial condition of Punjab. What will be those sources of revenue for Aam Aadmi Party? Will it be mining? Will it be excise? How you are going to improve the health and education? Because in the last 10 years, I have covered in Punjab, I have seen that the salaries of
Ghazali, as someone who's covered this election campaign extensively, the Aam Aadmi Party has been working on the ground in Punjab. They hit the ground running literally after the 2017 election. Tell us a little bit about what the campaign of the AAP has been like, in the run-up to this election, which has led them to registering this landslide win.
See, I always believe that this entire call for change in Punjab is nothing new. It happened, it was always yearning for change. That is why Aam Aadmi Party got their first representation in Lok Sabha from Punjab in 2014. When they got 4 MPs from Punjab, or Punjab gave 4 MPs to Aam Aadmi Party. But by 2017, since the party didn't perform as expected, so many of its leaders also left the party. They went to Congress. Even between 2017 and 2022, when Congress was ruling Punjab, close to elections, many Aam Aadmi Party sitting MLAs sort of left the party and joined Congress. But Bhagwant Mann and some of its leaders stayed with the party. They kept raising the issues of the party, not only in the assembly session, but also in the parliament. Mann himself kept raising Punjab's NDTV, and his videos went viral in Punjab. Even the social media has played an immense role for Aam Aadmi Party, projecting Bhagwant Mann as the true son of the soil, which the Congress was trying to project Mr. Channi as the true son of the soil. But Mann certainly trumped them. Mann certainly trumped the Congress party. He is hugely popular in Punjab, not only as a comedian, but also a shift of change in politics of Bhagwant Mann also came between 2017 and 2022, because in the previous polls, Mann was always seen cracking license jokes or satirical jokes. But this time, wherever he delivered his speech, it was always about providing jobs, always raising the key issue of drugs. less satirical and less rhetorical as well, and more Punjab-centric issues, and certainly trying to offer himself or the party as a solution for Punjab's woes.
Well, Ghazali, you know, the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party has tapped into the sentiment of the voter in Punjab is evident from this landslide win. You know, you've talked about the extensive campaign. I also, want to talk about the AAP's own politics in Punjab. It's not been one without controversy. Even the relationship between Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann at one point in time, was believed to be on thin ice.